Mexican jungle.
Yeah, and we have this type of jungle in Veracruz, which is also very threatened, but it's very dry.
How threatened?
Very threatened. Very. Because since it looks dry and there's a lot of rocks, it's very easy for people to say, there's nothing here, chop down everything.
Threatened from deforestation?
Yes.
Illegal deforestation?
Yes, and now that the hurricane came, because of all the zone is deforested and the sugar cane, and that zone is all sugar cane, that's what, it was terrible with the hurricane last, like 2 months ago in Veracruz.
Yeah.
Because there was no vegetation
to stop the winds. So no barrier, no natural barrier. Yeah, it is the same thing with the mangroves, no? And the flood,
exactly.
Flood protection, natural flood protection. How big is your land here? The size?
The size is, this one is 500 hectares.
500 hectares. Yeah. And the other one on the other side?
The other ones inside, they are 400. Near to another one that is 600.
600, yeah.
Basically, we're talking about that size.
Yeah.
But this one is the really important one, because this one is the one that is stopping the development.
Exactly, blocking the development.
And besides, this is what we are doing something inside the land.
Yeah, not outside.
The other land is completely untouched.
Yeah.
But this one we are developing something. I mean, you are going to see just Little Palapa and the investigation center.
Right.
Because once we are developing that helps us. We can show the government
what we can do. Yeah,
exactly. So you cannot just pass by.
Yeah, and just cut whatever.
Exactly.
Well, that's great. How many kilometers is it from the main road to the actual land site?
This one is only 5 kilometers.
5 kilometers.
But it's weird because we are exactly in the middle. I mean, the measurements that the filters are doing for us.
Yeah.
They can measure the tides 10 kilometers inland.
The tides coming from the ocean, going inside.
Exactly. The tides, they do what we call climas.
Yeah.
So by the movement of the salinity and the currents,
right.
The undercurrents, we look at that tree.
Yeah,
Before this used to be only the zapote trees.
Yeah.
This is where the gum comes.
Gum comes. Yeah.
And that's why they didn't cut all of them. So basically what we are doing is by measuring and by registering all the changes through the year, we now know what happens when a hurricane came and what happens when there is a lot of pollution inland going up to the outside.
Contamination goes back to the sea.
Exactly, and goes directly and impacts the reef. No?
Yeah, the reefs, directly. Wow.
I told you in the other video that because of the erosion of the rivers and the pollution, the coral reefs, which is a natural reserve, the corals are dying because they are all covered with soil and contaminants.
Completely.